is my neighbor? It's a deep and broad question that we ask each other, that the ERD has asked us, and that our Bishop, Shannon, has asked of us as well. I've been invited to join you today to talk a little bit about one ministry that speaks to who is our neighbor. I'm mindful of our gospel lesson this Sunday past, in which Jesus encounters the Samaritan woman. What's remarkable about that sequence is, first, Jesus is in the hostile territory. He's in territory controlled by and where the local culture is Samaritan. And there was animosity, we know, between Samaritan and Judean Jews. Further, he encounters a woman, and no one's around. Again, a possible scandal. What I gathered from that piece that is important for us today is that the church was encountering the community, where the community existed. Jesus had come to Jacob's well, and he encounters the woman. In like fashion, St. Anna several years ago, in fact in 2003, started something that, truth be told, it's a lot of fun, and it has to do with bombs. We began processions through our community, led by the Storyville Stompers. Now that speaks of New Orleans for sure, our culture, our tradition. But we didn't just march around the church block. We actually got a parade permit and marched through the Treme, through the Marigny, and from time to time through the French Quarter. We usually stop at one of our prayer stations along the way, outside of a well-known barn called Buffa's. Maybe some of you all have tried it. And that's perhaps my most fun stop, because all of the patrons of Buffa come stumbling out of the bar at 10 o'clock in the morning, and they pray with us for just a moment. People come stumbling out of their houses as this group of fine Episcopalians, and some maybe not, that join us in procession, led by the brass sound of beating drums and snares and cymbals and trombones and trumpets, and people carrying palm leaves, people carrying rosaries to hand out along the way. It is a small deposit of faith in the hands of somebody who may or may not believe. In the 21st century, we ask ourselves often, who is our neighbor? And we're also concerned that the church seems to be getting smaller. And it's precisely through these encounters of the church in the community that we begin to learn who is our neighbor, and as importantly, to engage our neighbors. We can do it through processions, through music, through concerts. It may not work in a suburban area or a rural area, but be assured that when our church leaves the comfort of its own building and enters into the world, the broader world, we begin to know who our neighbor is.
I ain't gonna study 101. I ain't gonna study